Yeah.
Yo, Super Nintendo, toddler jokes.
Hey, I very much played the Super Nintendo.
Toddler jokes. What it do, snackers and snack? Yes, it's your boy Gage. And Lil Jokes is in the building. Sincere 619 is in the building.
Yes, sir.
It is time for another episode of Cutscenes. And cutscenes are
The best part of the game.
This, in fact, is where we get together once a week and we talk about things that are happening in video games. So, what up, Ellis? What up, Frosty? What up, GR? What up, Marcus? Yeah, you know what? This week has been action-packed. There's been a lot going on. We're not going to be able to talk about all of it. That's just how that works.
That's what it is.
So, I picked out a few things that I think, we should discuss. But before we get into the news, Cuddy, what up, man? Heather, what's up? I want to talk about Outriders.
The game we can't put down.
I want to talk about the crack that is Outriders, bro. Listen, Marcus, the shout out, the best part of the game, real talk. Listen. All right, I'm not sure what y'all expectations of Outriders were. By all means.
Honestly, I didn't have any, I was rapping with Lightning, Chris Lightning about it or whatever, and he put me on to it. Like, this joke come out supposed to be like a Mass Effect kind of vibe to it. It's supposed to be really, really dope. So he had me looking into the videos. I'm like, all right, I don't really know what to expect as far as story and the setting and all that kind of stuff. But all right, I'm gonna keep my eye on it, But I didn't think I would be this hooked on it when it dropped. I didn't see that coming. So
Facts.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
What's up, Alfonso? Hey, one more time, I wanna Ellis. I see you and Cuddy having some conversation in the chat. Love that. Again, one of the things we want to do in this community is support each other. So really, really good to see that kind of support happening. If you need us to, we'll post a link again. If you're looking for Girl Scout cookies.
I thought you. Yeah, I'll grab that.
Cookies.
Hey, you got another one coming. Got another one coming tomorrow because I got to do the re-up myself because none of those cookies lasted that long at all.
I'm sure they didn't. Oh yeah, there's definitely more coming. So Outriders. So Jokes, what about you? What did you have expectations for this game?
Same. I didn't know. Obviously, we didn't really know. We could look and see what type of game it was, but gameplay, mechanics, things like that. There's always those things until you get in and actually play it for yourself. You really sometimes can't make that judgment call. But just hearing, kind of like what Sen said, we heard the Mass Effect vibes. Those things were starting to pique the interest because Mass Effect by far is one of my favorite. Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite games to just even go back and revisit. But actually getting in and playing it, very pleasantly surprised.
Are you really? So I think you picked the wrong character. That's what I think.
I think you picked the wrong character. I like my dude because my dude can take some damage. So
that was the case earlier,
bruh. Yeah, we hit a snafu, bro. I don't know. Here's the thing. So for those who don't know, Outriders is a 3-player co-op, semi-open world looter shooter and such. And I saw Square Enix. That was the first thing I saw and was like, okay. Online co-op with Square Enix hasn't been real great.
Facts.
In my experiences in the past. But it's been kind of shoehorned, not necessarily built from the ground up. But People Can Fly as the developer and Square Enix as the publisher, People Can Fly, I mean, they've done a couple of decent games. Bulletstorm probably being the most notable, which at the time was put out by Epic, which we're going to talk about Epic a little while. Yeah, you know what, Ty? I'm actually I kind of feel the same way. I don't know why 3 and not 4. I'm gonna assume that doing 4 somehow broke the game. Because I mean, again, it's a demo and the game is a little quirky, but the fact that there are 4 class types but only 3 players does seem really odd to me. So I imagine that they probably at least wanted to do 4 when they, you know what I mean, when they started putting it together, and 3 just turned out, you know what I mean, to work best.
They're gonna bump it up to 4 for the raid whenever they start dropping raids.
I think 6. I think 4 would be ridiculous to add one person in for the raid. I would think they would bump to 6, like double it. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. That's what Destiny did. I mean, and that's the other thing is they probably looked at Destiny because Destiny is 3 players, and we're like, they're doing it and it's successful for them, and they have a bunch of players and people keep coming back and swapping out the different squads and stuff like that or whatever, and creating different clans. So that's probably part of it too. And Destiny only had 3 classes. Yeah. So, and you know what I mean, not 4. I don't think. Is that right? Yeah, 3.
So, in the beginning, until they added stasis. So if you add stasis now,
right. Well, as an ability, but not stasis isn't really a class.
Yeah, you mean like Warhawk, Warlock, Titan, and what?
Yeah. So, yeah. Hey, listen. You really wanted? I mean, have you played through Cyberpunk yet, Ellis? Talk to me about that in the comments. Here's what I'll tell you. One of the things they're doing smarter than everybody else that's doing a game like this is they are dropping cross-platform play. So PC, Xbox, PlayStation, cross-platform, which is super smart. It means that you start with a much higher player base across the board than you would otherwise. And it keeps things, for all intents and purposes, much more even. So I think it's a super smart way to do it. And I'm gonna tell you what, they capped the demo at level 7, right?
Yep.
But you can replay the missions, redo stuff, you know, until you hit the cap. Run around and change out weapons, and whatever you do in the game. No, it's not PvP. You like to murder friends online? That
I'm ready
sounds
for that.
Like you're gonna have to wait for whatever they're pretending that Overwatch 2 is actually gonna be, because that joint is still a mystery to me what they're actually doing with Overwatch 2. Your car drove away without you, and you were attacked by a person on the street. I believe it. I actually saw somebody. I saw a clip today where somebody called their motorcycle to them, and the motorcycle just drove right past them. It was hilarious, bro. Nice.
Nice.
Just took off down the street, dog. I was like, oh, okay.
Dope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Look, my youngest started playing. You know, she's been real heavy into Fortnite. And you know, listening to her run in and talk about how she no-scoped a bunch of people, and she came running the other day. I don't remember what we were doing. We were doing something. And she came running in the other day talking about how she just finished a victory royale. Like, I haven't played on my Switch in like almost a year. And my first game on the Switch, and I victory royale. And I was like, all right, she might be ready for shooters. Like, you know what I mean? So,
maybe that's time.
I've been trying to get her to play any Halo, just whatever. This joint, she jumped on. As soon as I told her, I was like, it's like Diablo, but you can shoot people. She was like, oh, all right. So, all right. K Dizzle, what up? So yeah, like, me and Sin and my youngest have been playing like the past couple days, a couple hours, getting it in, just kind of run around, showing her the lay of the land or whatever, and knocking some stuff out. And you know, she's getting the hang of it. Jokes is probably the worst. You probably played. I mean, listen. The rest of us been playing. I don't know what you've been doing. How many characters you got, Joe?
Just got the one right now.
All right, how many characters you got, Sin? Sin, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. I think you got 2.
I was gonna say
I got 2.
Yeah,
okay.
2.
I got 2.
I got 3. You know what I'm saying? I run 3 different classes already. And here's the thing, because if you play the demo and you buy the game, your progress from the demo carries over. So I was like, well, might as well try them all and just see what I like the best. And I pretty much have decided, I think, what I like the best. Man, that Trickster class is no joke.
No, it really ain't. It really ain't. That's what I'm finishing maxing out now. That thing a problem.
Bro, teleporting behind people, putting them in a time bubble, and everything freezes in that bubble, and like bullets are coming at you inside the bubble from outside the bubble, and you can see like the individual bullets.
That
Like
shotgun time bubble combination
is like
insane.
It's nuts.
No, I'm not the worst. I'm just not playing my Xbox right now.
Oh, what's wrong with your Xbox?
No, I'm playing. I've been on my Switch because I've been playing Pokemon because
oh yeah.
You know, I got the red Switch.
I just want to take a moment one more time. What are you playing?
I am playing Pokemon.
All right. Listen, and I love it.
That's fine. Go ahead, Sim. Go ahead. You can do that all you want. I don't care. I don't care.
I mean, it speaks for itself.
You can do that all you want, but then Sam, when that open world don't come out and you get it and you get hooked on it, I'm gonna laugh at you. I'm gonna laugh at you.
On the open world Pokemon?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I wasn't even like for real. I was just really trying to give you a hard time because I love the way you say
Pokemon.
Nah, say it how you say it.
Pokemon. What?
Nah.
What? Like the extra emphasis on the E in there?
Yeah,
say it with your chest.
Yeah,
Pokemon.
That's that.
You happy?
I was playing Pokemon, and I'm like,
but nah,
what?
Because I had got my I got the red Switch, and in some shape or form, I uploaded all my stuff to the cloud with the exception of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I lost that save game.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, so I'm going back through that zone again. Luckily, at first I thought I lost Fire Emblem Three Houses. And
upset.
That was going to be, but Fire Emblem Three Houses was in my cloud. So
I mean, you know what? Can we just talk about how Nintendo since we're already on the subject, we can leave Outriders behind. All I'm gonna say is if you have access, if you're on PlayStation or Xbox,
it's a demo.
Grab the
Everybody's got it.
Yeah,
play that
please.
joint, bro. That joint is fire. It's crossplay even in the demo. Jump in, play with your folks. That joint is if they can maintain the loop, it's gonna be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, all of these rumors, right, about this new Switch coming. And Nintendo needs to do something, bro. Having yourself in a situation like the one that you're in, where you get a new Switch and you might lose
your
save, like just not being able to just take your stuff and save it to an SD card and put that joint into a new system is ridiculous.
It's stupid.
That's like crazy.
Technically, you can do it, but it's stupid. Like the memory card, like when you have it in your, like say you got two Switches, you got it in your original Switch, it puts like some extra security on there, I guess, and whatnot ever. And you take it out and put it in the new one. And the only thing you can do if you haven't done the access on the other Switch, you have to wipe the memory card completely. It's the stupidest thing. You would think you just take the memory card out, pop it in the other one. You may have to do like an update because you're putting it into another system. No, you're gonna wipe your memory card.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah,
that's just dumb. Ellis, you might be right about that. I mean, look, you got to play through the initial prologue to get to a point where you can play with other people. And once you do it and you've seen the cutscenes, you can skip the cutscenes. Yeah. But like, normally they're the best part of the game, and they're okay, but they're not like
nothing fire we got to just yet necessarily.
Yeah, like I skip them. You know what I'm saying? Like I do skip them once I've seen them.
Yeah. Watch them at least once.
Yeah. So Super Nintendo Switch was trending on Twitter today, and I just want to say that I know I'm the first person, and probably most of y'all heard say that.
I'll give you facts.
There's facts on that. On Switch today, and I was like, "Hold up! Did they announce something?" I was a little upset. You are going to carry people in Outriders Crisp Lightning because you won't play anything but Outriders, and you're going to be an absolute god in Outriders because you attack games like that like a sickness. You already know what that is.
I'm probably going to be in that one too.
You know what I mean? You already know what it is. I was looking at the skill trees. And how you
I told him the other day,
one path of the skill tree and then bounce down to the middle or the last skill tree and carry it all the way over. Like, it's kind of nuts, man. It's that joint's gonna be a problem.
I told Lightning yesterday that a legendary dropped for me. He was
Oh
like,
yeah,
he said, him and Click ain't got none of them yet. He said, I'm coming in this demo. When I leave the joint, we'll all go. All
Yeah.
and everything. Like, hey.
yeah. We were playing, and that legendary drop. It was the same gun that the boss had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's crazy. So yeah, try not to be level cap at 12. Good luck, sir. Good luck, sir. I know how you do. You know what I'm saying? You finna jump in on tomorrow night with us on Diablo and carry jokes, right? That's part of the plan.
What level are y'all at? I know y'all been playing.
I know.
I'm level 70 max level, and my Paragon level is like 52.
Okay, so I'm not that far off.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm ahead of you, jokes. Probably because of lightning.
Well, I may play some Wait for WandaVision later on, so maybe I'll hop on and do that a little bit.
Hey, Slim. You know I'm not going to sleep tonight.
I'm not either.
I got a date with Wanda, dog. We got things to see. All right, so look. So Bloomberg dropped a report earlier in the week saying that they got a confirmation that Samsung is making 7-inch OLED screens for a new Switch for Nintendo. Like Nintendo put in like a powerhouse order with them. That they're supposed to ramp up manufacturing through June for delivery in July for assembly. So,
Okay.
here's what they're talking: 7-inch OLED.
Mm-hmm.
The original Switch is a 6.2-inch screen, and the Lite is a 5.5-inch screen.
Okay.
So this is larger than both of those. It's not a lot. It's not. I mean, there's phones out there with screens that big, but nonetheless, it is OLED. It's still 720p. So that's the thing that's probably trickiest, because right now the screen on it is 720p. But the OLED screen is going to make it look a lot crisper.
True.
Yeah.
And OLEDs tend to have local dimming, which is just going to increase shadows and black levels. It's just going to look a lot sharper because an OLED can individually light the individual pixels in it in order to make the screen better. We could get into like the super nuances of like TVs and screens and stuff like that. We're not going to do that right this second, but we probably do need to do that on an episode soon, because it's almost time to start honestly digging into TVs. Ellis, don't start with me.
Whatever. Throw it up there.
You may have just opened up that can of worms just now.
You said it.
He may not even thought about it. He was gonna save it until the end, but
it's fine. But once I started talking about pixels, I knew
we're still researching which one to throw up there.
You know what?
So OLEDs do use less battery, so that will automatically help increase battery life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another good thing. But supposedly this thing is going to have 4K output when it's docked.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not either. And the time is probably right. Holiday this year is probably right. The original Switch dropped in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
The Switch Lite dropped in 2019. So it's been another 2 years. It's 2021. A new Switch isn't out of the question.
No, right
at
all.
Now getting chips and being able to produce them,
that's a different story.
That's a whole other ball game. But let's talk price. 4K Switch with a 7-inch OLED screen. Jokes, what do you think?
I'm gonna say $399. I think $399 is probably the golden point. Like, obviously, you ain't going into next gen console price. That would just be disgusting. I can see it,
but hold on. But you can get how much is an Xbox
Series S? You're right, in the same range.
And how much is a digital only PS5? $399. You think an OLED Switch? You think $399 is real? You think people you would pay that?
I would do it. Honestly, I'll play mines to the 4K TV because like I'm playing it on the TV. So I'm actually intrigued now. Just like we had this conversation once before. If there was a way that they could do the dock and just have like say your current Switch to be able to dock into it and be able to output the 4K, like I would be cool with not necessarily having the OLED screen in my Switch.
Sure.
I could sacrifice the screen to just be able to output the 4K to the TV.
Right.
I mean, you don't necessarily certain games. You probably don't get me wrong. Nintendo games are going to look crispy in 4K. Mario in 4K, cool, but I mean, I don't necessarily know that I need it. But if they start factoring in things like your Netflixes and your things that you can get the 4K output and also come to your TV as well too, that would be a nice little addition. Depending on, like, say, if you don't have.
I mean, they don't really do that anyway, though, right? Like the Switch doesn't have Netflix on it now.
Right, just an idea. Like, say if they do that for it.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, what do you think?
$299.
So, Sam, you're thinking same price. Drop the price of the original Switch.
Yeah.
Put this out at $299. Same price as the last one.
Yeah.
Greg said he thinks $399. Trinidad Old Market says $350. That's odd. They don't generally do
the 50.
Half.
The 50s,
Yeah,
half.
Yeah, not for consoles. Yeah, if they order their screens from TCL, it'd be a whole different thing. But TCL screens are nowhere near as good as Samsung, and Samsung owns the market on screens. Period. That's why Samsung made the screen in the PlayStation Portable and in the Vita.
True.
You would think that Sony would have their own screens as much, you know what I mean, as they claim competition with Samsung, but Samsung owns that market.
But I don't think they would discontinue the Lite though. I think the Lite would be like kind of in the sense now obviously the 3DS done because of the Switch being a handhold, but if you get a handheld, if you take the Lite and then you dump it down a little bit more, like it's already $199, but if you say $150 for that junk, like just to get people entry into a Switch, don't get me wrong, $299 is not too bad either way, but if you can get that into the hands of more, especially kids, at $150, I think they'll just knock it down just on the price a little bit. I doubt they'll discontinue it though.
I mean, I don't think they would discontinue the Lite. I think they'd probably introduce a couple new colors.
Mm-hmm.
They might retire a color or two, introduce a couple new colors, drop the price on the Lite.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna say that the biggest thing they need to be concerned about is still Joy-Con drift.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's another class action lawsuit in place now. The same people who did the same lawyers who did the class action lawsuit against Nintendo for Joy-Con drift are the ones who are heading up the one against Sony for drift in the new PlayStation 5 controllers. They dropped regular Switch to $199, Lite to $150 or $99 Black Friday. What I mean, totally possible.
Mm-hmm.
Frosty says she don't play with her Switch because of Joy-Con drift. I mean, the easiest thing to do would be to just replace you have a Switch Lite or a Switch. If it's a Switch, you just replace the Joy-Cons and just get new Joy-Con drift on your new Joy-Cons.
Or you just get
they were super hard to get though.
Get these little Pro controllers.
That's really the way to do it.
Both of us had that already.
Yeah.
Why don't stay right there?
That's kind of what you have to do. You kind of have to have the Pro controller, which is the reason why this new Switch may not have Joy-Cons. It wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't have Joy-Cons. I would think maybe they have, the regular ones. Should be right back. Should buy the Pro right
Good
away.
Choice. Good
They
choice.
got all kinds of dope joints too.
Yep.
I mean, at least they got designs on them. Like they're not just colors. Like
once I've got my Pro controller, I've never gone back to the Joy-Cons. Like it's
Yeah,
unless I'm taking it and I'm on the move. That's the only way. It's no.
But that's the way most people play though. Is on the move.
I get it.
I mean, I would never. But it's only gonna be docked. So the 4K thing for me is the thing that matters the most because I'm not ever gonna play that joint on, especially not when I can play xCloud on my phone.
Just take your controller with you and dock it on there.
I'm just saying. But I mean, Nintendo's games are Nintendo's games, and they are
True.
But I mostly don't care about Nintendo's titles anymore.
Mm-hmm.
As prevalent as they are, like I didn't think Mario Odyssey was that big of a deal. It was cool, but it wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't like, what's up, Perk? It didn't do those things that Nintendo did before. Then I think I've just kind of outgrown that platformer thing for me. Like it's just I'm past it. Didn't really like Breath of the Wild. They give me a 2D Zelda, I'm all in. I don't care about Splatoon.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care about Smash Brothers. Like Like I don't care about Donkey Kong anymore. Like I care about them in terms of like just the nostalgia and like what they mean to the industry. But in terms of like they announced new Donkey Kong game, I'll be like, oh snap, that joint's probably gonna sell like crazy. I hope people really like it, but I'm not gonna play it. You know what I mean? And the other thing about it is there was a time when like I relied on that kind of stuff from Nintendo's camp to introduce my kids to gaming and help get them into it. Like I thought Mario would be important for them the way it was for me. But they don't, they want to shoot. Like they, you know what I'm saying? Like my older two probably played more fighting games than ever played platformers. You know what I'm saying? Played more Soul Calibur and Mortal Kombat and Diablo than they ever played Mario or Sonic or, you know what I mean? Like none of that stuff. It just wasn't. And I think part of it is just like they're less cooperative, I guess. I don't know. A Switch is 60 FPS. I mean, again, if it's got enough power to do 4K, you would think that at 720 on the go, you should be able to get 60 frames. Like that just, you know what I mean? Yeah, Smash, Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing don't mean nothing to me. No More Heroes is okay. It's cool, but it's not like, yeah, I do. There is something about the fact that I feel like the nostalgia is nostalgia exists, but it's wearing thin on me. And I would like to see Nintendo actually come up with some new IPs that really matter to me. What's happening now is a lot of the really good, strong new IPs that feel like they could be Nintendo IPs are being created by indies, which are really more than anything calling back to old Nintendo things, but like they're indies and they're on everything. You know what I mean? Like you don't necessarily need Nintendo's platform to do it. There's some stuff that's like exclusive, but it doesn't usually stay that way. You're right, G. Some people only want casual games, but here's the thing, bro. I play a lot of what you would probably consider casual games. Like I play like a lot of puzzle games. You know what I mean? Like I play stuff that like these two dudes don't care about at all. Like I play Pac-Man for hours, bro. Like it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Geometry Wars. Like I'll play that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But like cutesy, you know, like mascots don't do anything. Like they've mostly all been garbage since Sonic. Crash is garbage. Fight me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure I know that's from some people's era, but Crash garbage. The best mascots are all in Pokemon, which was just slightly past my era. Peggle, I played plenty of Peggle. You know what I'm saying? Like played Zumba. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm there. Like again, even like shooters that are kind of cute have grown. Hey, Sin, Plants vs Zombies.
Fire. Garden Warfare. I love all three of them joints.
Call of Duty with you know what I'm saying, with Plants vs Zombies on top of it.
And I will rock that joint all day. That thing is just fun. Just don't gotta think about it. Get in, shoot some plants, shoot some zombies, have some fun.
No, it's not, Ellis. You know what I'm saying? You play that Call of Duty, you let it happen, bro. You supposed to be that good. Let it happen while you crapping, buddy. Get it popping while you squatting, bro. You know what I mean? Nah, man, Peggle dope. Yeah, I don't. The Switch doesn't have, to me, the casual appeal anywhere close to what you can find just in mobile by itself. Like you can play Stardew Valley on mobile, and that's where it started. You know what I'm saying? And like, be great. You know what I mean? And be perfectly fine. Like you don't have to touch. You know what I'm saying? The Switch to do it. So
I had to get that on my Switch. I couldn't do that on the phone.
Listen, I hear you. Like I certainly prefer to play with a controller than play with touch controls. You know what I'm saying? But please bear in mind that joint only ever made it to the Switch because it was already that popular on mobile. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. I would love to see Nintendo kind of buying it. Like right now, what's happening is other companies are buying up developers and therefore buying up IP. And Nintendo's not. Nintendo's relying on like Pikmin. Like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like they announce a new Pikmin, I just be like, oh, that's cool. There's a new Pikmin coming, but realistically, it's like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I just Like, even like if you look at Smash Brothers, like I feel like I should be way more excited about the announcements that keep coming for Smash Brothers, and they keep announcing characters. Like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like Golden Sun characters, or like it's just like you're like really reaching now. And for as much history and so forth as there is with it, Smash Brothers right now, having had an announcement just last week and having literally had Sakurai do a gameplay demo today, that joint doesn't hold a quarter at all. It's like it's not even close to Fortnite being like, yeah, we're putting Xenomorphs in, and it's just a skin. Like it doesn't do anything.
Right.
It's like it means nothing by comparison. You know what I'm saying? Like people are gonna play it, but you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even think that the Smash Brothers announcements are even as close or as big a deal as the announcements that Mortal Kombat makes when they're like, yeah, we're putting Terminator in. Yeah, we're adding Rambo. It's like people playing, they're like, who is Rambo? Never even heard of that dude. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It still feels like a bigger deal. You know what I mean? Than like Marth. Who the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? Like trying to use Smash Brothers to like introduce people to these characters that like y'all are never actually gonna make a game for. You know what I'm saying? Like cite Samus or whatever and do something to Samus and like never put out Metroid Prime 4. Where's Metroid Prime 4?
Oh,
Metroid Prime games are garbage compared to the original Metroid games. They're just not as good. You know what I'm saying? So like I would and listen, don't get me wrong, like Nintendo's doing their thing and they're getting it in. Like don't you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't appeal to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have this nostalgia, but Nintendo is also a company that consistently just charges you over and over and over and over again for the same game. Not for the same IP, not for like, but the same game. People just pay for it over and over again or whatever because they want that nostalgia. And it's like, meanwhile, you got Microsoft going, nah, you bought that already? This is called an ecosystem. You can have it. Like you already own it. Here it is. Like that feels like, oh yeah, we care. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever about what you're doing is like totally different. But if they put Rambo in Fortnite, kids be saying while watching First Blood, that's the guy from Fortnite. Listen, and you're right. But they also could show First Blood in Fortnite and have people watching it. Just put a restriction on it. You know what I'm saying? It's like Fortnite is a platform. And if you look at what Epic is doing, and we might as well just jump out of Swiss territory into Epic, they bought MediaTonic. They bought Fall Guys.
Yeah.
Like to have Fortnite, Fall Guys, and Rocket League under the same roof. And that roof to be the roof that created the special effects that are the Mandalorian. Like, it's nuts. It's nuts. And Fall Guys is, if they even come close, now that they got Epic money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To replicating what Fortnite has replicated in terms of just putting outfits in that people recognize. Like, when you're a small team like MediaTonic is, and you're trying to continue to create something that keeps people in that loop, but you don't have the money or the creativity or the people, you can't buy up licenses or whatever, the way like Epic has money to, they've already got those deals. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever deal it is that Epic has with Disney, that joint is Disney, it's Star Wars, it's Marvel, it's like
it's all of it.
Think about it. Like you can't really take Disney characters and put them in Fortnite because there's too much shooting and stuff. They won't go that route. But yes, you can take Disney princess type characters, their outfits, whatever, and slap them joints on Fall Guys all day. All day.
Yeah, watch out Fall Guys seasons just start to evolve now.
Them joints,
the type of games they put out and everything, they're gonna start cranking now. Like, definitely.
Fall Guys only game you ever played where you want to race. That's not true, Ellis. I have seen you lose games, dog. Stop acting like you don't lose games, bro. I seen you lose at tennis games. I seen you lose at Halo. Like, I played brute force with you on the original Xbox.
Oh man.
Don't try to tell me you ain't never want to rage on that joint. You know what I'm saying? I know what it is, bro.
Hey, he over there right now.
Like,
type it.
And listen, if they are watching, if kids watch Rambo First Blood, they might learn a few things. You know what I'm saying? We was watching it when we was kids. It's okay. You know what I mean?
God, you guys came out okay.
You know what I mean? That's how I learned how to cauterize a wound. Bro, my first rated R film was RoboCop. So when they added RoboCop to Mortal Kombat, I was like, it's a wrap. RoboCop was probably the most trifling thing I had ever and possibly have ever seen in terms of watching a person just get shot literally to pieces, they tore my man Murphy to shreds, bro. Then they dumped the dude in a vat of acid and had him walk across the street and hit him with a car, and Slim exploded all over.
Never seen RoboCop?
I was in like the 6th grade, like, bruh.
Mari's never seen anything about it.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff Mari hasn't seen. It's okay she's never seen RoboCop. I find it very funny that Jokes of all people is like, you never seen RoboCop? Shut up, Joke.
Hey, I've seen it.
I know you have, but there's so much you haven't. You know what I mean?
But the majority of stuff I have seen.
Realistically, now RoboCop's not worth the watch.
That's
and you
true.
shouldn't watch the new one either.
No, don't watch
But
it.
at the time, absolute classic, dog. Like,
Facts.
having my daughter run around, like, me feeling like, oh, you absolutely have to watch Terminator 2 now because you running around with Sarah Connor shooting people, you know what I'm saying, with a shotgun. Like, you need to really understand, like,
stand that. Woo.
There's this potential now that MediaTonic is owned by Epic. That is, yeah, you should probably watch Terminator at some point. Terminator 1 and 2 are the exact same movie. So, like, you can watch 2 since it's better than 1, but literally the story beats are exactly the same. Like, you don't really need to watch 1. Just watch 2, and if you watch 2, you get the entire gist of everything. Like, then you don't have to watch nothing else. All the rest of the Terminators are unnecessary. It's kind of like you can watch Back to the Future 2 and not watch the rest of them and be okay.
That's crazy.
Also, Terminator 2 is a better time travel movie than Back to the Future. But I digress. I'm just trying to light a little fire on this.
You really
a little fight. Yeah, look, they didn't say how much they bought them for.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm not even positive they said how much they bought. I can't think of the name. Psionic, the owners of Rocket League, for.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been such a change in them and them going to free to play as a whole. Fall Guys is probably headed down that route, and it does mean that there's a much higher likelihood that this literally coming on the heels like a week after they announced, yes, it's coming to Xbox, probably means it will be in Game Pass, or it may just be free altogether. It's probably not coming to Game Pass. It's probably just going to be free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it'll just be like, buy this DLC. Buy this DLC, bro. Yep. Like, you know what I mean?
Their whole model together before they roll it out.
Or they throw it in Game Pass and you just start getting discounts on the DLC or something
exactly.
like. I'm sure
they got a plan. They got a plan in place for it when it drops.
Want their Game Pass money. Sure.
Karate Kid 2. You watch Karate Kid 2 instead of Terminator? Because I don't think that's a good replacement. And Karate Kid 2 is not bad though. Like at all, but okay. Well, both have action in them. Just a different kind. There it is. Couldn't find Terminator free. There it is. We can take care of that. That's not that difficult to do. Cobra Kai over Terminator.
Nope.
Sure, why not? You know what? Sure. Why not? You know what I mean? Terminator's old. You know what I mean? And but original Terminator over Karate Kid. No, that's not true. Terminator 2 over Karate Kid though. Over all the Karate Kids. Especially the Jaden Smith joint. So look. Last week we were saddened by the fact that EA decided to cancel Anthem Next.
Mm-hmm.
On the heels of that, this week, they just went out and bought Codemasters. Now listen, of us, I'm probably the only one that really plays racing games at all. I don't think either one of y'all really dabble in racing games like that.
The only thing I really play is Need for Speed, and
it depends on the racing game for me.
Yeah,
if it's trash, and it has. Hold on, bro. If it's Fast and the Furious,
I was about to say.
Furious.
Of course, but I mean, Underground, Midnight Club, like I like
Underground
racing games or whatever. I'm
waiting for that Underground remake. They just want to keep skipping around going to all the other ones, but they just
No.
avoiding Underground. Like,
Just give me back Underground 2. Do a remake, remaster, whatever. Just give me Underground 2.
Real, I just want a Midnight Club Dub Edition remake,
remastered or remake.
I'll take that.
That joint is so fire. They just could never get the music again. You know what I'm saying? And now it wouldn't even feel the same. Midnight Club is fire though, and they kind of did like, you know, they took that team. That's Rockstar, so they, you know, that team is on Grand Theft. They do the car, you know, driving and stuff like that in Grand Theft.
Hey, what about a Midnight Club? You're like, nah, nah.
They not. Nah. They make enough money. They don't never had to touch Midnight Club. But so them buying Codemasters then allowed them to upset jokes by pushing back Need for Speed.
Again, that's not even a thought, probably.
Next year. They said they're pushing it back a year because now that they have Codemasters, they don't need another racing game this year because Codemasters just dropped Dirt 5, which just hit Game Pass. And they have an F1 game coming out at the end of this year, scheduled to come out at the end of this year. So they're like, I guess learning from what they did when they put out Battlefield and what's the joint Apex takes place in? The world that Apex takes place. Titanfall. And they put out Titanfall 2 and Battlefield like a week apart. No, 2 weeks apart with Call of Duty in between them. Like, what are you doing, dog? You just sent this joint out to die. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for all intents and purposes, Titanfall 2 was better than both of those. So what they did was they took Criterion, who is their other major race car developer, responsible for Burnout, which is like everybody's like, dog, just give us a Burnout. They pulled them and put them on Battlefield. They have them now backing up DICE to get Battlefield ready to come out this year, which they didn't do a Battlefield last year. Last Battlefield was 5, which I don't really think did well. They did do a Battle Royale. I can't even remember the name of it, but it got cooked by Warzone for sure.
Yeah.
And before that, they did 1. So they did Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, and then Battlefield 5. I have no idea what they're going to call this one, but who knows? Last time I played that joint. Hey, listen, NBA Street.
Slim, asking for Street.
Listen,
just do Street.
They just do EA Sports big, bruh. Give me your SSX tricky
fire.
You know what I'm saying? Get like,
just let NBA Live die. Let NBA Live die.
For real, there are a lot of people who are excited that they decided to do an NCAA game, like an NCAA football. But for real, don't do that. Just give me NFL Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you turn NBA Live into NBA Street? Because NBA Live is a joke.
It's dead. It's dead.
And it's a bad simulation game anyway. It's always been much more arcade than simulation.
Right. And now you can get NBA 2K and Game Pass. So it's like,
bruh,
you don't need Live because you can get 2K and Game Pass.
I mean, listen, it's not the Xbox Series X or S version.
But hey.
But it's still NBA 2K21.
Yep.
In Game Pass, bruh.
Yep.
Which is, I mean, they did a deal with 2K. So that arcade wrestling joint got to be coming.
That's why I'm happy. I held off. I played the little free weekend joint for it. I'm holding off.
That's why it has to be coming.
Battlegrounds joint, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just would make sense. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of tricky. Like EA now, they have a bunch of racing series technically. Like they haven't done NASCAR in forever. But technically, I mean, I guess that deal is done. They could always, but they had a team that was doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like EA Tiburon moved to Madden, but they were originally a racing developer. So like, it's. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You know what I mean? For them to push back Need for Speed.
I have no desire for the next Need for Speed whatsoever. They have been terrible.
Me neither.
Yeah.
The past few of them. I'm just so done. It's the same game pretty much almost every time. Like,
exactly.
I can't stand it.
And they just slapped the label of one of the older games that was decent, but we just don't. That's the part that makes me scared about Underground. Is the fact that If Underground just isn't an actual remake, or it's just, hey, I'll take the remaster of the same thing. Like I just want Underground back.
They need to rebuild Need for Speed from the ground up. Like throw whatever formula they've been using these past 20 games or whatever. Chuck it to start from the ground up. It needs a complete overhaul because
this one I feel like the Need for Speed franchise, like the name doesn't mean anything anymore. You know what I mean? Like I think they ran it into the ground. And so I think it's mostly worthless at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can't get excited over a Need for Speed game.
It hasn't been so long.
Yeah, I don't. Now here's the other thing. I also think part of probably the reason why they went ahead and pushed it back is because last week Sony was like, yeah, Gran Turismo is not coming out this year. They pushed that back to next year.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, all right, well, we don't need to have anything out. You know what I mean? To compete with that. So yeah, that also gives them, I think that gives them Project Cars. I think that's theirs now too. I think I
hold up.
I believe Codemasters did Project Cars.
Hold up.
Or one of them joints.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like Need for Speed, I think Project Cars, F1, Dirt.
Nah, Slightly Mad Studios, and published by Bandai Namco.
Okay. So then there's somebody else then. It's not Assetto Corsa. There's another one that came out that's something like that. One of those other games that like people were like it's pretty good, but it was, I guess, was basically forgettable because it's not one of the main joints that you know. You know what I mean? There's another joint that they got. Like Codemasters has several. That's all Codemasters does is make racing games. They don't make anything but racing games. That's their entire pedigree. I've been playing Codemasters games since like Colin McCree games on the original Xbox, like with a steering wheel, bro. Like and them joints.
Grid.
There we go. Okay.
That's the other joint. Like
they got a plethora of
Grid, Dirt, Need for Speed, F1. Like they got
joints. Yeah.
And there is still a possibility that Microsoft has a racing game coming out this year, whether it's another Horizon or whether it actually is the new Forza.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been, I think this will be 3 years since we got the last Forza Motorsport. So we'll probably have another racing game to play anyway.
We will.
So look, let's talk about PlayStation VR. Because after a long silence,
they dropped
they just decided, like, you know what? Let's talk about PlayStation VR. like for real? Like y'all just out of nowhere, y'all just decided this is the thing y'all should talk about. So
yeah,
they announced like several games that are supposed to be coming this year. The first of which I probably find the most funny because it's Doom 3 VR.
Yeah, until I clicked on it, I was looking at the video. Like I didn't read that it was Doom 3. I was like, oh, Doom VR. Okay. So I clicked on looking at it, I was like, this looks old.
That joint is
that's what I was expecting.
Xbox. OG Xbox title.
Dog, that joint was.
Hey, dog, we played that joint in co-op. That joint was one of the scariest shooter experiences.
Hands down.
We played that joint in the dark.
Hey, jokes.
Hey, dog.
You had to use either the flashlight or the gun.
Yeah, you can't
use both.
You can't use both. So one of us is trying to light stuff up with the flashlight, and the other person has the gun. It was so bad.
To play room and have demons sneaking up on you from behind in the pitch black. This joint actually came out the same year as the pitch black joint. God, dog, that joint was actually tight. What was that? Butcher Bay? I think the joint was called. One of them joints. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah, Slim. Like me and Sin walking down these hallways in the absolute pitch black. Like Slim, I can't see.
Yeah, it's like you gotta put the light over here.
Who had the flashlight? Who had the gun?
Am I tripping?
We were swapping back and forth.
Yes, because didn't the flashlight run out of batteries? Like the joint had like a time limit on it. So it was like you can only use a flashlight for a certain period of time, and they didn't have like I think eventually people like modded it on the PC where you could just tape the flashlight to the end of the gun, but the way the game was built and was designed was like it's one or the other. So like if you're walking down the hallway, your flashlight sees demons, you have to put the flashlight away to shoot.
So they definitely intended for multiplayer for multiple people to be playing that joint together. Like playing that joint individually just sounds so.
Listen, if you have the listen,
yeah,
if you got the flashlight, right? And I'm walking behind Sin, I got the flashlight up, right? And something hits me from behind. You know what I do? I turn around. Now this dude
can't see nothing.
behind me.
Yo, where my light go?
No,
he can't see where he's going.
Hey, that flashlight, he get the stand, start running. I just see the light going all over the place.
That terrible. That joint's terrible.
Oh man.
But here's the other thing. PSVR exclusive Doom 3. Who owns Doom? Who owns Doom?
That'll be Microsoft now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So, you know.
I'm eager to see that. Put that on. Just see a big Microsoft Studios. And that don't stay there for like a whole 10 seconds before it finally goes to the next screen.
Just make you wait.
Yep.
Song in the Smoke, which actually looks pretty dope. I'd encourage y'all to just check these titles out when you get a chance.
I did. I checked out most of them.
Fracked.
Nah, I don't know what that is yet. I gotta see more of that one.
Now, I Expect You to Die 2, The Spy and the Liar. I Expect You to Die was like super popular. Like the first joint, like people were like all over it. So it's cool to see that there's a sequel coming for it. Zenith.
That was the one I was most interested in.
Yeah. Why? What was it about it?
It seemed like
it's an MMO.
Yeah, like an MMO, kind of like in VR type of deal. You know what I mean? Getting in groups, going out, hunting creatures, all that kind of stuff. So I'm
scary.
I'm hoping good things, come,
some people actually get lost in. Like an MMO in VR just sounds like the beginnings of like Lawnmower Man. Like just like
SAO.
Yeah.
Just don't take the log out button away. We good. We good.
Look, first time I go into a VR game and I don't see that log out button.
But here's what they do. Since they can't do the same thing, like the log out button with this print is just like, hey, you have to play this joint through to completion. If you don't, you lose your character forever.
That sounds like Alice in Borderland. That sounds like. Yeah, some dot hack. Yeah. Straight up. That one does look like it'll be dope though. After the Fall,
I get a chance to watch that one. Yeah,
that was the last one we talked about. Again, look, realistically, after just announcing that, we're doing a PlayStation VR 2. Then following that up with basically saying like, we're gonna highlight PSVR games again. Like it's been quite some time since they've done that. And so hopefully it means that they have more stuff in the pipeline because they basically said that they wanted to get back to regularly doing like VR highlights, which to me says you're ramping up to try to get people excited about it again. So if you don't have one, or if you didn't get the adapter to move what you have over to a PS5, or as PS5s become more readily available, that they're really pushing to try to help VR be more common in the space.
I can agree with that.
So I think that's dope because there's a lot of potential in VR. It just, I think that there's some really great and creative things that are happening in the VR space. It's just not ubiquitous yet. You know what I mean? It can't be for the new hardware. Doom doesn't sound like it's not. They're for current PSVR. Like they're not designed for the new one. And knowing Sony, the games probably won't carry over to the PSVR 2 anyway. Like you get them now, like you just
you're here. That's where you're playing them at.
Yeah. So it obviously it remains to be seen how they end up, doing that, but it go any number of ways. Any number of ways. But I think it's cool that they're doing that. If it pans out and starts to look good, I could see if it's the right way. I know that they said PSVR 2 is only going to have one connection, which is a big deal. You're absolutely right. It absolutely has the potential to be. No, I don't think it has potential to be the best VR in the market. I think it has the potential to saturate the market. And to get it in the hands of the most people because it's
the console.
Yeah,
you're not having to worry about having the PC built enough and powerful enough to actually support the VR.
But at the same time, what Oculus is doing, like with the Oculus 3, like,
hey, look, that joint you sent today in our group chat, the Climb 2. Man.
Oh yeah.
Like I said about like, now I don't know if I can do this, but I'm looking like it looks so dope though. Like
that joint, but that whole like climbing a building and falling, you have a heart attack in your living room, bro.
I probably would.
Yeah,
I probably straight up would.
Yeah, I don't. PlayStation VR certainly put VR in the hands of more people than any other VR headset. Period.
Facts.
Period, bro. But then it wasn't supported. You know, and I think there's better support for other VR headsets, but right now, having specific games tied to specific headsets is probably one of the biggest issues. I think that the games have to get more ubiquitous. As crossplay continues to bleed into console gaming and across PC, I think that it has to just be something that it doesn't matter what headset you have or exactly like. Obviously, it has to be powerful enough to run it. Oculus 2 is fire, but it's still super limited. It's the best standalone unit in the market, but it can't push that Star Wars Rogue Squadron right. But the third one will. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to continue to push that, and there's no doubt that Facebook has the money to do it. So unless Facebook just decides to go the route of Stadia, which the stuff that's been coming out about Stadia over the last like 2 weeks, they're just dumb. Like, I can't right now.
It's a rabbit hole.
I don't mind the rabbit hole, but like, it's just we could rant about that a different time. I think that Oculus, because it's untethered and because of the price, there is a much higher likelihood to see that begin to hit for people, because
it got me into it.
That's what. I mean, that's what did it for you. It's not like you ain't have a PlayStation 4. You know what I mean, or whatever. You could have did PSVR. Jokes was all about PSVR. You go back and watch old episodes of cutscenes. Jokes like, I'm getting that PSVR.
No, I was all over it because it was stupid things. Like, I wanted that Star Trek game to play in VR, but then it was like, oh, you can play this on your regular console without the VR, and I was just like, oh well, screw the VR.
But I mean, one game I want on PlayStation VR would have been different. You know what I mean? I think that again, the gameplay. Gaming in VR is still super limited, and it is probably the thing that will make it the most, that has the most potential to put it in most people's hands. However, it's all the other things you can do with VR, like that Microsoft Mesh joint I sent you earlier.
Yeah,
that Microsoft announced earlier today, which is almost like Xbox Live, but for like VR. Like the potential to just bring people, like all these different people with HoloLenses and stuff like that. Like they did a whole joint where they had in like an entire room. And it was like 200 people in the room, and everybody in the room had the headset, and they're all seeing the same hologram. Like they're all seeing the same joint. Like that's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. But the thing about that is, as much as you could gamify something like that at a theme park or whatever, the potential use for it running on Azure and so forth is that you have people in separate spaces that are seeing the same things as they play together, but not necessarily even that they're playing something. But that they're doing something together. They're working together on something. They're using it in the medical. Like, for all of what you could say about the Kinect and how it didn't do well for the Xbox One, what it did, like the Wii, like in the medical field, in the professional field, like those things, like HoloLens, when they first announced it, and it seemed like a kind of thing that was, because they showed it with like Minecraft, and you're like, oh my God, put this joint, it's going to be out for consoles or whatever. Sure, for $3,000, right? And that joint, I mean, NASA used that joint to explore Mars. You know what I'm saying? Like those things that are being built it's almost the way that most of us don't get the tech that we're used to using and having every day in our pockets until after the military's had it for like 6 or 7 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then like Japan's had it for like another 4 years before we get it. Like we just slow, way behind getting to the table. Listen, that Beat Saber, gateway drug in the VR space to get you into so much more, which is what you need though. Like you need that gateway drug. And for real, an MMO, if it actually works and works well,
I'll be all on it.
You're gonna lose a lot of time in that.
Yeah,
all on it.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly considered like I was like this. Like, do I get a Series S? Do I get a digital PS5, or do I grab that Oculus? Like, I was like, because they were all like the same price. They all like $299. I'm like, $299. That ain't so bad, man. Like, I jump on one of them Johnson. But then I was like, I don't. There's not enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, I could do concerts or something like that, but I don't want to sit front row at a basketball game in VR. But I know that does matter to some people. You know what I mean? There's potential for things like that I think matter probably more than anything else. You know,
so
I got a mall statue. I get it. It's because mall's more important. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is. So listen. So let's wrap this up. Jokes. You got a job to do.
Gotcha.
I'll let you do that. While you do that, let's run off at the mouth for a little bit because that's what I do.
Okay.
3 a.m. dog.
Yeah, buddy.
I gotta see what's happening.
I gotta wait till I get off tomorrow.
I mean, that's cool. Here's where I'm at. I feel like we could record Spoiler Boys before we go live on Twitch. That way it's already out of the way.
I'm cool with that.
I'm down with that.
I'm off tomorrow, so.
Y'all make sure y'all look for that Spoiler Boys on Monday. It's gonna be crazy. Y'all jump in that link tree. You can follow MCU chat. That way you can on
make them final predictions.
Boys.
Make those final predictions.
We might have to throw the whole joint in there. I don't know. We might throw the whole joint in there. We'll see. But yeah, Patreon members definitely get the full version of Spoiler Boys, and I have a feeling it's gonna be
a doozy.
This is gonna be over an hour, I think.
Oh yeah. Spoiler Boys will be. The episode's probably not. I've already gotten some devastating news about it, and I'm not happy already. So,
oh no,
I am completely prepared to be upset with this and say the whole show is garbage. But
somebody's not finding out who the witness is.
That's what I'm thinking. We're on the same page here.
That witness is in witness protection for a reason.
You understand?
For like 6 weeks, for like 6 weeks, I've been trying to get y'all to want to know as bad as I want to know, and the fact that y'all don't seem to want to know as bad as I want to know is driving me up a wall, bro. Y'all don't want to know who it is. It has to be important.
You don't understand how no matter what happens in the show tomorrow, the number one thing on my mind is going to be who is that person? Because if this thing goes off and I don't know, I'm going to be dying from laughter.
Just know you will be getting a text 3:30 after this joke, whether we find out or not. I'm like, hey,
look, that 1 hour and 5 minutes. The last like 10 minutes of that joint is gonna be all credits.
We got 2 end credit scenes.
Easy.
So stamp that. Two end credit scenes. Mid credit, end credit.
You right. Why they gonna make me wait till the Multiverse of Madness like next year, dog? Listen, we'll get into that later. That's a whole other thing. Yeah, listen. My man said that joint didn't come out on Saturday. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Maybe.
Hey, he gonna be the Patreon like refresh.
Yeah,
like
F5.
Yeah, man. Listen, if you're not following us across everything, man, just hit the link tree. Follow us everywhere. We post all kinds of different stuff in different places. Jokes is gonna dance on TikTok. I'm positive it's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure it's coming. I've been working on something. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Look at him.
What in the?
Yeah. So tomorrow night, Diablo 3 on Twitch, 8:30. With the homie Chris Lightning. So we got that popping, and then we'll be back next week. should be our regular times. Tuesday, Thursday, ready to go. Women's History Month, back at it. Thank you to all of y'all who watched our episode on Tuesday of Loading Snacks Weekly with Zifa. It was awesome having her with us to talk about her artwork.
Absolutely.
And all of you guys went and supported her, and that was really, really cool. So greatly appreciate that. One more time, man. Like, y'all go back and watch the last episode, man. That link, hey Cuddy, the Girl Scout cookies, that link is good until the 14th, right? Isn't that what you told me?
Hold up.
Pretty sure that's what you said. You know what? Grab that link and throw that back up there.
Already ahead of you.
Oh man, anybody needs some Girl Scout cookies, y'all jump on there, man. Support Cuddy, man. Support his kids.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, she was at like I think 150% already, which is dope.
200 by tomorrow.
So let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's blow that thing out the water. We're gonna be working on putting some shirts together for Autism Awareness Month for next month. So y'all keep your eyes open for that. Definitely some things coming down the pipeline for sure. For myself, Gabe, for Sin, and for Jokes, this has been Cutscenes. We love each and every one of y'all. Yeah, the cookie link's still good.
Mm-hmm. That
Y'all better
cookie
get
link.
them cookies
Got
now.
that cookie link.
That cookie link.
My bad, little Jokes. For myself, Gage, for Sin,
And little
Little
jokes.
we honestly love each and every one of y'all.
Hold
Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank y'all. Hey, listen, man, don't be afraid to share this thing out, man. Y'all know people who like some stuff. Throw it out there. Yeah, you got them. Frosty, you did it. You did it. It's all you. With that, we are out. Toodles and loose. Little Jokes.